Okay, we're going to be drawing people again, but this time we're going to focus in on the face. So you are going to, and it might make sense to turn your book sideways because you're going to be drawing three. So one will be from memory. Great, my pencil doesn't even work. Memory. One will be from life, and one will be from a photo. So hopefully you brought a photo with you, and you'll be using a mirror for life. But let me give you some basics on just drawing the human face. So this time we'll start out with some information first. Last time I just had you draw the person, and then I saw what you could do. So I have to find a pencil that looks decent here. So just keep in mind the human head is loosely an egg shape, so you're going to need room. I'm just going to kind of map out three basic head shapes, so I have a sense that I could fit all three on there. But I'm going to switch to a full-size piece of paper here so I can show you this closer. Here's the basics. Human head, egg shape. Sometimes for people it's easier to draw a circle. Now notice how I'm using my whole arm and I'm just going around, kind of like a spirograph, until I have a fairly decent circle. Once I have that, I did it really light. Let me darken that up so you can see it, because I'm going to erase part of it. And then I draw a curve, slight curve on the bottom, and then I erase this part. Now, if you do this enough, you just kind of get used to drawing this shape. Now, this is a forward-facing person, and this is the chin. Where this person facing, let's go back to this paper, slightly sideways. Let's go for my photo of life. Then the chin might be over there a little bit. So that, think of this as an egg shape. That narrower part of the egg is wherever the chin is. So if I had a person facing slightly sideways, I would be placing that wherever the chin is on it. So keep that in mind when you get to particularly the photo. You may have a profile, or you may have a person with their head tipped slightly, and just adjust that to where the chin is. So back to this. You have this basic shape. Now, the eyes are halfway down. Really. So you may think not, but they are. You're going to draw a light line there. That tells me the eyes are there. The tip of the nose is halfway between the eyes and the chin. The mouth is halfway between the tip of the nose and the chin. So those are all your, I always kind of map that out. And again, if this were sideways, the eyes are still going to be halfway down. But they're going to be, here, the tip of the nose, mouth. But it all lines up with the chin. And then this gets a different shape because it curls in. There's all sorts of stuff that happens there. So the easiest way to draw the face is forward facing. So if you're feeling kind of nervous about doing this, you don't feel great comfort with this, go for a pose in a photo that is forward facing. Then the neck is almost as wide as the head and curves off into shoulders. I always refine this a little bit, bring this in where the eyes are and out for a cheekbone. Now the eyes are loosely almond shape. And of course when you look in the mirror, we're going to look at what your eyes look like, but we're going to start out drawing from memory. So right now I'm just drawing a generic face. I know that they are so that one eye length, and I can measure with a pencil, fits in between. And so that's how I check. It's like, okay, can I fit one in between, and can I fit at least half of one over on the sides? And then you can spend time with the eyes themselves, or you can come back and do that later. When you look in a mirror, you'll notice how much of your, like the color part of your eye shows, how much doesn't. Eyelids. Eyebrow is one eye height above. And if you, this is how I make sure I know the arc of the eyebrow, and I do it with little short pencil lines. And I get rid of these. There's a lot of erasing involved in drawing people. Don't need that. Okay, so that's basically, the eyes might be a little far apart. Now the tip of the nose, right on this, so it's halfway between the eyes and the chin. Draw a little bit of a curve. And then you got the nostrils on the sides, curving down. It's almost like you do a little parenthesis here. And that establishes a nose. Now, to do the sides of your nose, they come up from the tip of your nose. I'm just saying your, this is just a general person. I kind of shade that in a little bit. And I might work with shading later. Right now we're just worried about getting the person drawn. So you can do a little shading here, a very light line. Don't really map that out. The mouth. This is where the middle of the mouth is. You go above and draw that little curve of your upper lip. This is where your two lips meet. The mouth shouldn't be any wider than where your pupils are. If it gets wider than that, it's too wide. Lower lip. I don't do much with hooking them together yet. You want to make the person look a little happier. And again, when you get the mirror and the photo, then your chin, I'm going to do a little more pronounced chin. Neck looks a little too skinny to me. And again, I'm always adjusting things as I go along. Ears. So they start at the eyebrow and at the tip of the nose. Eyebrow, nose. And because we're looking at the head straight on, the ear, it's just this little curve. Now even if your hair hides them, it's good to know where the ears are. These stick out a little bit more. Now, obviously in the sideways face, the ear is going to be like right here a little more. So it depends on the angle of the face. And then hair. If you think of like a headband, this is the line here, see the line I'm drawing? That's your hairline. So if you have bangs, it comes down from there. So whatever the hair does across the forehead, curly hair does a different shape. And of course you might not have bangs, but the hair starts here. So back from there, you know, would be like the shape of the hair that it does over your head. If you have a lot of hair, it comes down. So I'm basically drawing the shape hair might have. It's long hair. Go down on the shoulders a little bit. Now notice I can just capture the shape of the hair. I don't need to draw the individual hairs yet. So if you just have the shape of the hair over the top of the head and on the shoulders, and the shape of the hair across the forehead, and your hair tends to go down by your ears too, then that at least indicates where the hair is. Later on, color can be added with colored pencil. You can shade with pencil. You can do all sorts of things. Let's see. A neckline for a shirt. And then it's all about refining it at this point. So you've got the basics. And this is just a generic person. When you look at your photos and in the mirror, you're going to have more specifics. But just know that the pupil of the eye is the darkest part of the eye. And then colors indicated with pencil, because I'm working in pencil, by shades of gray. And it's really about refining it from here. So this would be kind of a generic face. Interesting thing, we end up drawing faces, when we draw generic faces, they look at least somewhat like ourselves. I mean, I've given this similar hair to myself anyway. Looks younger than me. So anything you have time to perfect, improve, but that would be drawing a face from memory. Then really when you get to, so you're going to have your 3 faces on here, so from memory, so we'll spend about 10 minutes on that, 10 or 15. From life, then you're going to look in a mirror and you're going to really look at, what do your eyes look like, what does your nose look like, your mouth, your hair. And then from a photo, advantage of the photo is it holds still. Now you might have a different pose where the head might be aimed a different way or tilted. It offers some more challenges that way. So we'll try 3 drawings: memory, life, photo. So go ahead and start with drawing from memory.